Welcome to USB Hole, the podcast where we talk out of our asses. That's not my name. I'm Chill.
And I'm the child.
How many fucking times have we done this? I was about to say I'm Sarah. I've never said that in my life.
Yeah. You've never in your life or on the
No,
podcast?
never in my life.
We're going out with a bang. This is the season finale of 2022 and you can't remember your name.
And I ruined it. It's okay.
No, it's just us. Like, we're not going to edit it now.
Yeah, that's the perfect way for us to end it, being a hot mess.
I mean, I got a Band-Aid on my face.
That's true. And my arm keeps disappearing, so whatever. For those who can't see, I have a filter on and it keeps taking my arm away for some reason. Anyway, this episode we're going to be talking about family traditions, specifically for holidays, but it could be any holiday, not just Christmas. We tried to get other holidays, but I feel like most people have Christmas traditions.
Y'all got to peek in on the video version of this because every time Sarah moves, some presents just pop up in the background.
At least it's festive.
Yeah. Presents.
Those are our presents. I don't have an actual tree at my house, so now they're going to sit under this tree.
Yeah. And also, Sarah is wearing a reindeer disguise. That's just her face.
Prove it. No disguise here. So I asked people, so we're going to have a ton of people because I don't have many family traditions. I don't know about you. But so we had to go out into the world and ask other people for traditions. So we have some fan submitted ones we're going to go through today as well.
Yeah, we have a few, but not a ton that are, I mean, a lot of them are ones that everybody does, but
yeah. I tried to avoid those because that's no fun. I wanted it to be specific to your family. And I know other people do certain things that you grew up thinking is only in your family. And then you find out tons of other people do it. Like one of mine. So on Christmas Eve, before on Thanksgiving, we pick each other's names out of hats. And then we buy pajamas for whoever we picked, just so one person doesn't have to buy them for everyone. And then on Christmas Eve, everyone unwraps their pajamas, we wear them to bed, and then we wear them to open presents together the next morning. And I didn't know if that was a specific to my family or if other people do it, but then someone in one of our Discord groups said they also do that. So I'm guessing it's not specific to my family.
Well, my family did not do that, but I know a lot of families that will get the pajamas and on Christmas Eve and then wear them. But it sounds like it's a little bit of a different spin because somebody buys pajamas for somebody rather than the whole family getting the same set of pajamas.
It's not a family set. It's you pick it, and a lot of times when my nephews were younger, my mom would buy them for all three of them or whatever, but we just did it that way to avoid one person having to spend $300 just on pajamas. And then now that my nephews are older, it's gotten very interesting. One nephew got my other nephew hairy man pajamas, and the other one got him a onesie of his face.
So
they're awful.
His brother was all over his face, his clothes. That's funny.
Yes. Yeah.
That sounds like something my sister would have done when we were younger, if that was a thing back then.
Yeah, so now that they're older, it's getting better. They've bought me unicorn onesies before when my nephews had me.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of weird shit. So we're getting weird.
Is it more likely something that y'all would actually wear again and not just be oh, now we have all these Christmas pajamas? No.
If my mom or sister-in-law are buying them, probably, because they'll just buy either a two-piece set or something really cute cats. They'll get me cat stuff and stuff like that. But if it's my nephews or my brother, we're probably gonna be in the weird territory. I can get weird too. Hopefully they're not listening, but I got my mom and Eddie got my dad, so we kept it pretty safe.
Yeah, don't say what's on them though, since this comes out before Christmas.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I also know like a lot of people do the tradition where everyone gets to open like one present on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. I've
So it's
heard
like
about
another
that a
spin
lot.
on it. We never did that in our family either.
No, I just did the pajamas.
Yeah, we didn't do a Christmas Eve thing. But like a lot of Italian families. Well, I am let me take that back. Italian American families. I don't know if they actually do it in Italy or not, but a lot of people that I know in the US that have Italian heritage or like their like grandparents came here from Italy or whatever, they do all of their everything Christmas is on Christmas Eve, not in the morning. Like
Okay.
the whole family gets together and does a big dinner Christmas Eve, and that's when they exchange all their gifts.
I was actually going to talk about that because one of the people that um I asked in a different Discord group, I think he's from Sweden, like one of the Nordic countries. I think there's two of them from the Nordic countries, and they said that they would do everything on Christmas Eve as well.
Yeah.
So it might
So
just
that
be
might
like a
be,
European thing.
yeah, different from here,
Yeah,
like
definitely.
cultural or something. Yeah, we didn't do anything Christmas Eve, and we didn't do pajamas either. I did get a because I think most of them, the responses that we got from people were about like December holidays. So I'm gonna tell you about a Easter response that I got. So
Okay.
then we can like kind of group them together by holidays, maybe. Um, one of my coworkers told me that instead of doing just like regular Easter baskets and then like the kids do an Easter egg hunt and like or there's the baskets and they open them. She said that since they had like the families were bigger and they didn't have a lot of money, they would do like all the siblings would get together with their kids and then like the parents would be like grandparents, parents, grandkids type of thing. And so like each family would get like one large basket and it would be like a whole group of things that went together like back when it was like DVD time, like, there might be a few DVDs and like popcorn and candies and like a whole movie night experience or things like that. Like each one was like a different theme for the whole family to share. And like the little kids still did their egg decorating and like hunted for their eggs. But then instead of just, oh, here's my basket, let me open it, the grandfather and I think the uncle, I forgot to write down the whole thing, but the grandfather and somebody else would make these elaborate scavenger hunts. So you would have to go through and like find all the different clues, and you might wind up accidentally finding someone else's basket. Like, like while you're trying to get the one clue, you might see another basket, but it's probably not yours. So like they tried to make it a little more fun than just running out in the yard and finding the basket. And like the whole family worked as a team and did it together rather than just
That's
like a
way
free for
cooler.
all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that sounded a lot more fun than just here's a basket of stuff, eat the candy now.
Yeah, I know we always used to like hide eggs in the backyard or whatever, but I think it would be way more fun doing it scavenger style.
Yeah, especially like when you're trying to incorporate like older kids and little kids together. I think that's a good way to do it because older kids a lot of times don't want to do like an Easter egg hunt or something, so it makes it a little more fun. I thought that was a neat idea.
Yeah, when I was
Um,
little, we used to have to search for our baskets, but there were no like clues. It was basically just search the
Go
whole
find
fucking
it
house. Yeah.
until you find
Good
it.
luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. Um, it's like we didn't really do like we would do an Easter egg hunt and that was kind of it. Like we color eggs or whatever, but um we weren't really like big into candy and stuff like that when we were kids. So we weren't all about getting like a big basket full of candy and stuff like that. It was more just like we like to color the eggs because it was fun. Um, and I mean, we went to church and we were religious, but we didn't do like an Easter thing. We like go to church on Easter, but I personally don't really know what people who are religious do for Easter other than just go to church, go to
Chorch.
church
We go to
because
church.
they're like, Jesus came back and blah blah blah. I'm not getting into religion, but so I don't know if there's like something you're supposed to do, but
I
so
know
that's really all I know about Easter.
like when we were in Sunday school when I was a kid, we would do like Easter things like hiding the eggs and getting candy and stuff, but I think it was just normal church.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they would do like a after service meal or whatever.
This was just like to celebrate that Jesus was risen. That's kind of all I remember about Easter.
I don't know, man. I also
Yeah.
wasn't Catholic, so they might have done more like on a Catholic level than we
Mm.
did. Um, I don't have anything other than Christmas except for my other family tradition. Um, on New Year's, when the clock strikes midnight between New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, you would eat a pickled herring, I think it is, for good luck.
I've never heard of that.
And I never heard of it either until like a few years ago. My mom and my aunts were like eating something, and I was like, ew, what the hell is that? And they're like, pickled herring, you need to eat it for good luck. And I was like, I ain't doing shit. I don't care if I have good luck. I'm not eating that.
For New Year's Eve, my mom and I, for the past like, I don't know, maybe 15 years or so, almost 15 years. Sometimes I'll stay home, but like my mom usually goes. For me, it's just like I don't really like to do stuff, you know. But
Mood.
she always goes to our friends. They're Mexican. Most of them moved here from Mexico, or like their kids were born here. But for the most part, they're so they're very thick, not thick, very like weighed in their Mexican culture, and so she'll go there and she'll do Christmas Eve with them, but then she also does New Year's Eve. So for New Year's Eve, they do like where at midnight you eat 12 grapes for good luck. There's one for each month of the year. Um, and they didn't do the champagne thing, so we brought the champagne toast in like from our culture essentially into their parties, and then we would do both, eat the grapes and then drink the champagne
I'm 100%
to
gonna
kind of
eat
like
grapes. I don't know
mix
what
them
that's
together.
for, but I want that.
It's for good luck, prosperity. I
Oh,
don't know what the grapes stand for, but there's
I would
12
prefer
because it's
that.
one for each month. Yeah.
I'd prefer that over the herring any day.
Yeah, I mean that does sound a lot more. I would not be eating pickled herring, but yeah.
There
So
was
we
one
like
time,
merged those two.
well, yeah, you could just put the grapes right in the champagne and just chug.
But you have to
I
eat
w-
the grapes though. Don't choke on them.
that's yeah, that's true. Don't do that. Um, I was at a New Year's Eve party, and I my memory is terrible. Can't even remember what year this was, but we were like counting down, about to drink the champagne when it hit midnight or whatever, and somebody like wooed at midnight and threw their hands up in the air, and the champagne went all straight into my eyes. Have you ever gotten
Ah,
champagne in your eyes? That was
no, but
the
I've had
worst
alcohol in
pain.
my eye.
Oh my God. The burning. I like started crying because I was, one, trying to get the champagne on my fucking eyeballs, and two, because it hurt so bad. And I didn't like, I think I knew maybe one or two people at this party, and whoever I knew was off with their like significant other because it was midnight. And
Yeah.
so I was just standing there by myself, like not knowing what to do because I didn't know whose house this was. And I didn't know like where I could go flush my eyes out. It was a mess.
See why I don't go to parties.
Yeah, it's terrible. Probably the last party I went to, and I'm sure that was over 10 years ago.
You go blind.
Yeah, I guarantee that was over 10 years ago because I'm pretty sure me and Eddie weren't dating yet. I
Next time
might
you
have
should
been
bring
under
champagne at your own
21.
house.
Sorry.
Oh no. Well, that's why I got in your eyes instead of in your
Yeah,
mouth.
because I'm 31 right now. So if it was over
It's
10 years ago,
karma.
I definitely was not 21. Oops.
I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering that you're 31.
I don't know either.
I'm
It's
always
a
like, I don't
stupid
know,
age.
32, 31, 30 something. She's 30
Like
something and it's not as old as me. It's all I can ever remember.
31, I feel like is a very forgettable age because I always forget I'm 31. I'll be 32 in 2 months. It's fine. Just call me 32. I don't care.
Well, literally all 11 months and 2 weeks. Oh my God, I can't do math. All but 2 weeks of me being 34, I thought I was 35. So I basically was never 34.
I remember that. You even told me you were 35, and I was like, okay, like, how was I
Yeah,
supposed to know?
because I thought I was, and then it was my birthday was coming up. It was like 2 weeks until my birthday, and I looked at something. Oh, I had to renew my driver's license, And I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, I'm only turning 35, not 36. All right.
You
So
idiot.
I get to be 35 again.
Well, I could be 32 for a year and 2 months. It's okay. I don't care.
Yeah, perfect. Do you have any other New Year's Eve?
Nope.
Okay.
I think all
Do
I
you
have
have
left
any?
is Christmas.
Oh, I have some Thanksgiving.
Oh, I have a Thanksgiving too. You go first.
Okay. So for myself, like our family, when I was a kid, my dad always made the stuffing. So like we would like 2 days before Thanksgiving. So I'm trying to think like my dad your nose. Like 2 days before Thanksgiving, my dad would get like a bunch of just plain white bread. Not like fancy bread because it was like his and it was so good. But anyway, so we would get like a bunch of loaves of it because everyone came to our house for Thanksgiving. Like our a lot of our families would normally be like 30 something people. Um, so we would do the Thanksgiving, the stuffing or dressing, whatever you want to call it. We call it stuffing. But
I do not call it dressing.
we
It's so
would
weird to me.
open up all of the bread and we had this huge like 10-gallon tub thing, like this plastic laundry tub. And we would just me and my dad would break up all the breads like into tiny little pieces, like stuffing crouton size pieces,
Yeah.
and put it in this giant tub. And we'd put something over it so that it would stay clean or like sanitary, whatever. But and it would just sit there for 2 days to like get stale. So like every like in the morning and in the afternoon and at night, I got to like get my hand, like clean my hands and like get in the tub and like not, I wouldn't get in the tub, like put my hands in and like mix it all up so that it would like rotate out to get more, the stuff that wasn't exposed to the air would get air so it could get stale and stuff. And I just thought it was like the coolest thing that I got to like make the stuffing with my dad. And then he would like take it and like brown it a little bit, the bread, and then mix it all together. And then it would be like this 10-pound thing of freaking bread that would just magically turn into like this amazing stuffing. That's like, I don't do holidays really now, like meals and stuff, but I still, if we do, I always make his stuffing now since he doesn't, like my parents are divorced, but that's like his one food that I brought into all the other meals. But like making the stuffing with my dad 2 days and playing with all the bread was like the coolest thing to me.
I don't even like
Is it weird?
stuffing, but that made me kind of want to eat it.
Oh my
I
god,
don't know
so
why.
fucking good. He would leave a little bit separate for me because I didn't eat like now I will eat it if it's in something, but I didn't eat sausage. So he would always leave like this little amount out that like I could eat. And also when I was a kid, I ate like 2 bites of anything and I was ridiculously full because I was so tiny, but I looked malnourished. But yeah, it's so good. Maybe I'll make it for you sometime. Mail it out to you.
My god. Get it
Yeah.
extra stale by mailing it.
Also
I'll
on
eat it. I
Thanksgiving.
don't care.
You have a Thanksgiving one too, you said?
I have a fan submitted one, yeah.
Okay.
Let
I have
me
another one of my own family. So if you want to do the fan one first.
Sure. Typically for Thanksgiving, it's just me, my brother, and my dad. This is the fan one, not me.
Okay.
Every year, my dad makes up a relish plate in a piece of his grandmother's china. He arranges like 3 types of olive and 4 types of pickle from jars. My dad eats 1 or 2 olives, and my brother maybe eats a pickle. Then it all goes back in the jars. So I was like, I would love this because I love olives, and I would just sit there and eat it. And then whoever posted this told me that olives make them gag instantly. So I
Oh
was like,
no.
oh.
So that's probably why they all would wind up back in the jars.
Yes.
Yeah. I love olives and pickles. You know that. We're a huge olive family. We always have olive plates at our
I love
meals
olives.
as well, but they do not make it back in the jars.
No. Yeah, my
when I was
mom's side of the family will have an olive plate and it'll be completely demolished.
yeah. At that birthday party I went to, it was bring a dish and I was at a hotel in Virginia and I literally made an olive plate in the
I'd
hotel
be so
room.
happy with that. I wouldn't even care.
It was so good.
It's like a charcuterie for olives.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
We
a good
always
idea.
would have Christmas and Thanksgiving, whether we're at my house or my cousin's house, where she would usually host Christmas over there. We would have a platter on the table for like olives and pickles that was for before dinner, and then a separate one for during dinner, because we would literally eat all of the ones that were out there.
Yep, that's how
It's
you do it.
it's so bad. Yeah. So I like that idea that her dad her dad was making, but or their dad. I don't remember if you said who it was. Sorry.
I'm not sure.
No, that their dad was making, and sorry that their dad had to put all the olives away. I would have come and eaten them.
Yes, me too. And I'm sorry that they make you gag. That's not fun. And I love
Yeah.
olives, so I feel bad, but I'll eat them. Send them my way.
Yeah. And then also for um Thanksgiving in my family was another tradition from my dad, and then it wound up being incorporated into all of our holidays. But my dad grew up Methodist, so I don't really know where his family got this tradition from, but he brought this from his family. Every year for Thanksgiving, they would have a wine toast, which is common, but they would always have Manischewitz wine, which is a Jewish wine. I don't know why, but that was the specific wine they always had. It was always blackberry Manischewitz. So
Sounds good,
when
though.
he got with it's very sweet.
Yeah, I know. That's
When
why it
he-
sounds good.
Yeah. So like when he got with my mom, and then we started having our holiday things, they incorporated it into, like, we would always have it at Thanksgiving. And then so all the family would be there. So the adults would have it, and like the kids would get a whole cup of Sprite with a little drop, just enough to make it look like it wasn't completely clear and like a little pink hue. And then like as we got older, the ratio started changing between the Sprite and the Manischewitz. And so now like we still do it. Again, like I said, my parents are divorced, but we still always have it at our holidays. Um my cousins and their kids, they have all incorporated it into their family's traditions. For no matter what holiday it is, they have to have the Manischewitz with the blackberry. And it's like nobody knows why my dad's like Methodist family was drinking this Jewish wine for their holidays. So then like all of my Catholic family took over. Now they all drink this Jewish wine, and I don't know why, but we all do it. And like even when my uncle passed away, I know it's not a holiday, but my uncle didn't drink. He was an alcoholic, and he stopped drinking like 10 or 15 years before he passed. I would say probably closer to 15. But the only time he ever drank, he had his one small, like little half wine glass of the Manischewitz at the holidays, and that was the only thing he had. So when he passed away, we all got Manischewitz, and we did a little toast, and we like looked up a little Jewish prayer, which again, I don't know why, because we're not Jewish. So if you are Jewish and you're listening to this, can you tell us if this is like a Jewish tradition to have this specifically at your Thanksgiving? Because I would like to know. My dad doesn't know where it came from. They started doing it when he was a kid. So
I kind of want to start doing it.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
Yeah. Like my sister drinks like fancy wines and like expensive, ridiculous stuff that I don't really care much for, but to each their own. But she even has to have the Manischewitz at the holidays. It's funny because it's like, nope, she has her Manischewitz, and then she goes off to her like expensive ass wines after that.
I don't even drink wine because it gives me a headache, but I kind of want to try it. Wonder where I can get it.
Oh, they sell that at a lot of grocery stores.
I'll take a look before Christmas, maybe.
Well, I don't know what your grocery store rules are in California for alcohol, but I know like I can just go to the store in Florida. Well, you can go to any store in Florida pretty much and get alcohol.
I don't know if it's like, it might be beer and wine only, but I can't remember. I have one that's kind of like Thanksgiving, but is also Christmas. So it kind of fits in. Someone just says that they decorate their tree the day after Thanksgiving while watching Christmas Vacation, and they won't watch Christmas Vacation unless it's that day.
Oh, yeah, this is probably like they probably don't actually like it, and they only watch it because of the tradition.
The tradition, I don't know. That's what I was kind of thinking. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
used
it's
to
a little
always-
shitty, but
Yeah. When I was growing up, we decorated the tree the day after Thanksgiving also.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember. I think it was just put up whenever there was time for my mom to put it up,
Yeah.
like on a weekend or something.
Well, I think we did that day because my mom was off work,
Yeah. I'm sure
so
my
we would
mom
do
was off
it.
work.
And then like outside decorations we just did on the weekend, usually that weekend or the following weekend.
I feel like I didn't ever help put up decorations like at all. I might have decorated the tree, but like I
Mhm.
was never really a decorations person. Like my entire house is just bare. There's nothing on the walls. Um,
Yeah.
and I have no Christmas decorations. Like I think I have one candle just chilling in the middle of an island. Like that's about as far as decorating goes. Nothing matches in my house. Like I live like I have for the past 10 plus years that I've been living by myself. Well,
You're
not by
just like a
myself, but like out of my parents' house.
college kid,
Yeah.
whatever you can get, except for it's not just free stuff from the side of the road.
Yeah. I mean, my couch was free from my mom's house, so same difference.
Nice. We always decorated. Like when I was a kid, we would put up decorations and everyone would help. My mom was like, my God. So I think my mom has undiagnosed OCD. Like when it comes to certain things, like things have to be very particular, and she can't skip a step to get to the next step, but only with certain types of things. Um, and like when it comes to like doing a decoration or like drawing out a plan on how to do something, that's definitely it. So like decorating the Christmas tree wasn't fun when we were a kid because she needed it to be methodic. So like we'd have to like string out the whole lights to make sure they all worked because back then you didn't just get new lights, all the time. Make sure they all worked, and then we'd put those on, and then like we would do the garland, and like you'd have to make sure that was on right, and then we would. There were four of us kids, so we'd have to like take turns doing the Christmas, putting the ornaments on, so that it was like fair. Because like if one person puts two on, then I didn't get as many. Like kids are dumb.
Yeah.
um, so like myself included there, and then we would get every year for Christmas. I don't remember who would get them. I don't remember if it was my parents or like one of their parents, but like my sister and I would get like the holiday Barbie ornament, and my brothers would get like a sports holiday ornament. So like whatever team or whatever. And then like that, I guess that was a tradition. We got those too. But so when we put them up, like my sister and I would have the same ornament, and then my two brothers would have the same ornament. So my mom was like, there can't be two of the same one on the same side of the tree. So you had to put one on one side of the tree and one on the other side of the tree. So it was like very methodic. It wasn't just like where kids
I
just put a
don't
bunch of shit
understand
on
what
the
the
tree and
problem
that's
is with
that.
this. This is exactly
It's
how I do
annoying.
trees and how my mom does the tree. Like, what's wrong with it? That's how you're
You're
supposed to
little.
put a tree up.
Okay, but you're little kids. Like you just want to like take out the ornament and look at, oh my gosh, look how cute this is. Let me put it on the tree. Like if you put, you're like 7 years old. I don't care about where the fucking ornament is.
Yes, and I was 7 and methodically putting the ornaments on so that no two colors were next to each other that were
Look,
the
and now you don't
same.
even put up ornaments at all.
No, I was gonna say that's why I don't do anything ever, because I also have to be methodic about everything and I cannot skip a step. So instead of doing things and doing them the right way, I just don't do anything.
Well, we continued to decorate, and then like when I lived on my own, I decorated the shit out of my house, like inside and out. There was just like Christmas puked in there. Like even my offices at work, like I just threw up Christmas in there. But when I moved back to Florida in 2015, I kind of stopped doing that, and I would just like put up a tree and put up like just a little bit of lights on the fence, and that was kind of it. And then after my dog died, I was like, yeah, fuck Christmas. I don't need decorations anymore. So I would just decorate my office at work. And now I don't even do that.
Yeah, I always told my mom that Santa threw up in her house because she also goes over the top, and she actually sent me some pictures. So I wonder if she had let me throw them in there. I don't think it's I mean, look at that. Fuck you, filter, dude.
Put it right in front of your body. Because it worked when it was in front of you there. Now come closer a little bit. Is that a chair? Or is that,
No,
oh,
it's
it's the
the
bathroom?
toilet.
Nice. Yeah. I can see it now.
The
Yeah.
Santa.
Like shower curtain and the
Yeah.
towels. Yeah. I used to wrap the pictures on the wall. So it just looked like there were presents on the wall and like snowflakes hanging from the ceiling. Like, yeah.
I love Christmas, don't get me wrong, and I love decorations. Like this Thursday, Eddie and I are going to like kind of a walkthrough light show where they play the music and the lights go off and everything. So I love
That sounds
love
nice.
Christmas decorations. I just am lazy and would like to spend my money on other things.
Yeah. I got to the point where like I don't want to have to take them down and pack them up.
Yeah, that
And I'm
too.
definitely not going to leave them up all year because that would drive me even more insane than having to put
Clean
them
up
away.
is depressing. It's depressing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, bye
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. Catch you later.
See ya.
Yeah. All right. So let's get some fan holiday, like you've like Christmas fan stories.
Yeah.
Or-
Someone on Discord, all of mine were from Discord, just different Discord groups. When I was older, we'd open gifts on the 24th while my brother and sister were sleeping and pound beers. So this is basically like the older brother. He and his dad would open their gifts the night before while pounding beers, and then the little kids would open them the morning of the 25th.
Huh.
So that's kind of a
Nice.
nice little like, I mean, bonding time with your dad.
Yeah. Beers
Pounding
included.
beers. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. One of my coworkers from my new office job, my new old office job.
Don't sound so excited.
She told me that I don't remember. So okay, this is the same person that did the Easter egg thing, and I like bullet point wrote down the notes when she was telling me the story, but I didn't write it down quick enough, I guess, so I forgot part of it. Somebody's dad. I don't know if it was her dad or I don't know. Because she also told me like her siblings that have kids, you know, so it might have been a brother or brother-in-law. The dad of the story
Some
would
dude
put powder on his boots, like put powder on the ground and like step in the powder.
Oh,
so
that's cute.
He would track it through the house to make it look like Santa brought some snow prints in. I'm like, that's cute. So I get like he did that every year. We didn't do
What a
kid stuff like
mess.
that. Yeah. Yeah, cleaning that up. Whew.
I would think about the mess and be like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
This is also why I don't have children, by the way,
Yeah.
because I am
so much work.
too lazy and too methodical and would annoy everybody and they would just hate me anyway. So why bother?
I think the only way I could handle having children would be if I was a very well off stay-at-home mother.
Yes.
Because I would need all of the time to devote to spoiling the shit out of them, but I would also need everything to be pristine.
Yes.
Like I don't like
and I have no patience, so it's like I need all the time in the world to deal with your ass. So
yeah,
I can't be at work too. Like I can't do both.
Like my niece is pretty good about cleaning up after herself, considering she's only 2.5. But like when she's playing, like as soon as she's done playing with one thing, I'm like, let's clean this up before we start playing with something else, because I don't want it to be like everything out all at once at the end. I'm like, I can't handle that.
Like
I would need all of the time.
Don't set things down. Just don't set them down. When you get in, just put them away. There's no setting down and going and doing something else. Don't fucking do that. Because then it just turns into you're setting down everything and there's now a mess.
Yeah. Yes.
Like just put it away.
Very much so. So we used to have, so when we were kids, we didn't really eat like junk food and like candy. Like Halloween, we would have some candy, but like we didn't eat all of the candy that we got trick-or-treating. So and we didn't really eat a lot of junk and stuff like that. But so on Christmas morning, we would always have like the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls that you like put in the oven and cook. So like, yeah, they're not healthy, but they're really good. And it was like a special treat to get to have them on that day because we didn't have stuff like that often. So that's like something that we still do now. Even like when we go to my sister's house, they're very like health conscious and they eat a lot of organic foods and all that, but she still makes the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls for Christmas morning.
Gotta treat
Like,
yourself on Christmas.
yeah.
My sister-in-law does something similar, except they do orange rolls. And I
Mm,
don't know if that's like specifically their family. I forgot about that until now. I don't know
those
if it's
sound
that
good.
their family or like a certain tradition, because I know um like part of her mom's side of the family is I think Chinese. So I don't know if there's some tradition in that because I know they incorporate
Okay.
some like Chinese New Year traditions and stuff. And every time one of my nephews or a kid in the family would turn like 1 month old, we would go to Chinatown and get Chinese food. And I think that was from an, don't quote me if I'm wrong because I'm just pulling this out of my ass, but I believe it was because like back in the day, kids might not live that long. And so if they make it to a month, you take them out to celebrate because that probably means that they're going to live a full life and not pass away as an infant. So that's
Aw,
kind of a fun tradition. I mean, the reasoning behind it's kind of not fun, but we would
I know what
we
you
would always
mean.
have fun going to Chinatown for the 1 month birthday, and
Yeah. Oh, that's a neat little tradition.
yeah, that was totally
Yeah.
random. I forgot about those until we were talking about that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably have cinnamon rolls. Like it's probably not like a, oh, only our family did it, but it was like special to us because we didn't have stuff like that all the time.
Yeah,
And like now, like we could make them from scratch since we like to bake. And like my sister's very healthy, and most of the time they'll be like organic or gluten free, but we're not having that. We're having like the so bad for you process, like covered in sugar, Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. Pillsbury, you want to hit us up with a sponsorship? Delicious.
100%. I'll just take cinnamon rolls as payment. I don't even care.
Yeah, you don't have to give us money. Just send us a thing of cinnamon rolls. We'll talk about them every
Except maybe
episode.
not. I don't know.
This
I,
episode brought to you by cinnamon rolls.
I love cinnamon rolls. Like that's dangerous. That's why I shouldn't have said that.
Delicious. All
I have
right.
another Christmas one from someone on Discord. So she says that growing up, my family had a tradition that the first person of the year to spot a deer crossing sign while we're all together shouts out, "I see a reindeer sign." That person got to be the first to open a gift on Christmas morning. The next person to spot one and shout it out would get to open a gift second, and so on. We were a family of 6, and this was how we determined the order of unwrapping. We'd keep track of the order of unwrapping all year and honor it on Christmas morning. It was competitive, and I think my dad is the one who started it. I think that's really fun and
That is
different.
fun.
Like,
And you're
I've never heard of
bringing
anything like that.
me neither. And it's not like, oh, well, it's just the age. So you go in order of the age because then
Which
it's
is what
always the
we
same
do.
person.
Yeah.
And it's also like brings a little bit of fun game throughout the year. So like builds your anticipation for the holiday.
Yeah. I can't believe
It's
they
really
remember
cute.
that by
Yeah.
Christmas. Like, I
Yeah.
would
Well, I
totally
guess if
forget.
they said they wrote it down though, right? Because I'd probably forget too.
Yeah.
Um, I
She just said
wonder.
we keep track of the order
uh,
somehow.
I wonder if they live somewhere where it's not common to see deer crossing signs, and that makes it like even more fun because like where I live, the first
They're
outing
everywhere.
everybody's
Yeah.
gonna see. Yeah, so I wonder that would make it even more fun where it's something that's not gonna happen a lot, and it's cute
Yeah.
because like a deer and a reindeer, that's really cute.
Because
I like that.
we could just drive out of our neighborhood and see a deer crossing sign.
Where you live now?
No, where I used
Oh,
to live.
oh, okay.
So that probably
Yeah,
wouldn't be as fun. But if like you only see it on a highway or something, that'd be kind of cool.
yeah, that would be cool. I'm like, I saw that one on the response before, and I've already told multiple people about it because I think that's fun. So like the lady at work who told me the her stories, I told her, a couple of mine, and then I told her about that one and she was like, "That's so cute. I think we'll try that." But I was like, but like just to get to work from my house, I passed like four different sections. But her grandkids don't live here, so I think they could probably play it like wherever they live, and then they could do it when she goes there for Christmas.
Yeah, it's a good idea for someone who has a large family so that like the kids aren't fighting on Christmas morning and people
Yeah,
aren't just tearing apart the presents trying to get to them, and there's a
yeah,
system. And they made
yeah,
the system fun.
yeah. We would, I don't know how we decided who went first, but we would just all take turns. Like one person would open at a time so you could see what they got and just like go
Yeah.
around in a circle. And my parents were really good about trying to make sure that everyone had the same amount of gifts. So like some people might have like, if you had like a big gift versus someone having like two medium gifts and no big gift, the person with the big gift might have a coloring book or something just to make it the same amount so that it
Yeah.
was fair when you opened them. But like the values or like, you know what I mean? Would be
That's what
kind
I
of the
try and do
same.
with my nephews. Like my parents and brother and sister-in-law obviously don't care how many
Mhm.
they get, but with my nephews, like if I buy one a super expensive gift, I'll get him something small on the
Yeah.
side that I still know he'll like. Like my nephew last year, I think I got him a bracelet. It was small, but he really wanted it, so
Yeah. That's nice.
it works.
My niece is so young that she doesn't understand the concept yet, so it doesn't really make a difference. But last year for Christmas, I don't know, I gave her like a regular gift, but I also gave her a jar of olives because she fucking loves olives just as much as the rest of us. Uh, so it's like that's the thing. Like, it's not about what you give, or it's like just like the fun of opening them together, whatever.
I'd be so
So
happy if I unwrapped olives.
yeah,
Black
for my
olives
sister,
specifically, if anyone's
yeah,
listening.
these were like the catamalas. My sister's birthday was last week, or yeah, a few days ago. We went to dinner for her birthday, and um, that's what my mom got her for her birthday. A jar of Guatemala olives. And so she brought it into the restaurant. I was like, you don't have to bring the present inside, like you don't have to open it in there. It's heavy. You can leave it in the car. You can open it when we get back in the car. And she's like, no, it's okay. I'll bring it in. And then like she did, and she ordered a salad and it came out and the menu said it had olives on it and there were no olives. It was just kind of like lettuce and tomatoes. Like it was a
Oh
very
my god.
boring looking salad. And I was like, oh, well, why don't you just go ahead and open your presents before we eat our salads? So she opens and she's like, oh fuck yeah. And she just
Hell
grabs like a
yeah.
handful of olives and put it on her salad. So it
That's
worked
so
out.
funny.
They're
That was
useful
like
gifts instead of
perfect.
just, yeah. We don't need like materialistic things, like useful, practical.
Right. I don't have any more. Do you have any more on your list?
Yeah. I can go back to like when I was talking about the New Year's Eve traditions at the families, the Mexican parties.
Hmm.
I don't know if that sound like if that's an inappropriate way to say it, but they're literally it's a party full of people that moved here from Mexico. So I don't know. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Please correct me. Um, but so we also my mom again usually goes almost every year and I will go sometimes. But for Christmas Eve or Christmas, their tradition is it's starts at Christmas Eve and their parties go late. So it usually starts around 10 and everyone shows up and you get together, you hang out, you eat delicious fucking food. And then starting at midnight, um, you start doing gifts. So there's a chair like in the center of the room so everyone can see. And you start with the youngest person. And then you go from the youngest to oldest. And the youngest person sits down and opens their gifts from everybody. And everyone watches. And then the next person, so you go youngest to oldest, and everyone just kind of sits there. So like by the time you're done, it's like 2 a.m. and then like everyone's just drinking and partying and having a great time. And it's Christmas. And then they hang out a little longer and then everyone goes home and goes to bed.
That's
So you
so
do
strange
like,
that they have them do them all at once.
well, it's so you don't, I think they do some still with their families at home, but literally it would be um, so like the youngest person. So like if David sitting down, he will open his gifts from his siblings, his parents, all of his cousins, all the aunts and uncles, like all of the friends. So like if me and Cheryl are there or any other friends are there, like he sits there and he opens all of them. And then Alejandro would sit there and open all of his. And then Like it just goes up in order until the oldest person.
I feel like that might give the kids like more time to just fuck off and play with their gifts too. Like they don't really care what the older people get. And I know some people might not like that, but I would just be like, yeah, just go play with your shit. I don't care. And then I'll just open
Mm,
mine over here for everyone else to see. I don't.
yeah. I'm being told all gifts. So even from your spouses and your parents, they would also open those there as well.
That's crazy.
So I guess if there's something private you don't want somebody to see, but like,
Don't
yeah,
buy
so they,
it.
yeah, maybe they do that separately, but yeah, so you sit there and then they do the kids first, because it's youngest to oldest, but then throughout the same time, like the kids might go and play with their gifts for a little bit, but they still have to kind of stay there because then they have to give their gifts to the other people too.
Oh, that's
So
true.
yeah, because you hand it to them like one at a time.
That'd be
And
fun for a
then
kid to do though.
after all, I don't remember actually, I think it's before the gifts at midnight. They do they have a baby Jesus like figurine that gets wrapped in a blanket. And then two of the kids, it's not the youngest kids. I don't know if it's supposed to be specific aged, but they don't particularly do it that way. And then two of the younger kids will stand on both sides of like they'll hold the baby and they'll be like in a fabric and they'll kind of like rock it back and forth. And then everybody sings the same song and it's kind of like it's in Spanish. So I don't know all of the words. Okay, I'm being told that's before the gifts. So it is. It's at midnight before the gifts. But the general gist is like that the baby Jesus came and he's gonna be our savior, and it's like, it becomes like a whole like religious thing. But
Yeah.
that's what they do every year on Christmas, and you sing it. Um, and then when you're opening the gifts, there's another song they sing that's like, again, it's in Spanish, but it's something. Gosh, I can't remember the song now. It's been a while since I've been there, a couple years. But like basically like you gonna open it? Do you like it? Share your present? I don't know how it goes, but it's really nice and it's like I really enjoy going and like experiencing like the cultural difference and like seeing like how different cultures celebrate the same holiday in a different way, aside from just the food being amazing. But yeah, and I'm not religious, and I don't believe in like Jesus and all that, but I'll still, like participate in it and be respectful because it's a big deal to them. They're very religious. Um but yeah, they do the little thing and they hand out little paper so everyone has the words. So even if you don't know what you're saying, you can still try to like sing along and stuff. And it's just like a really neat little get together or like
I think everyone
tradition, I guess.
should like experience different ways that different cultures do things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think that makes us all more welcoming to each other.
Yeah.
And I think we should all
Because
try and do that.
so we would usually go there and then do like our family stuff in the morning. So then you're like exhausted because like sometimes it's like 4 in the morning and you're finally coming home from like doing Christmas and then you gotta like get up and do American Christmas and but they're like amazing people and they're like basically like family. So
Yeah.
it's like even though I don't like to go do stuff, like sometimes I'll go there if I'm feeling up for leaving the house. So it's neat. I like it.
I wish there was a I can't say this word. Sorry, German people. You know the market, the Christmas market? Oh,
No, I don't
you
think
must
so.
not have one in Florida. Um, there would be a market that would go on every year in Chicago, and I'm sure they have them in other cities. They don't have them in Los Angeles. Um, I don't think. I tried looking for one, but they don't have it. But it's a German market that comes around Christmas time, and you could get like Das Boot, and you can get all this amazing food and beer, and it's like not last year. When the hell did I go? 2019. Um, you can get like a commemorative boot that has like Christkindl Market. That's what it's called. 2019 or whatever, and it's like a I can't speak, commemorative thing, and it comes with like hot chocolate and stuff. It's just really cute. You should Google it. You could see all like the different shops and what the shops look like. Obviously super German looking, and it's just fun, and it comes around every Christmas.
Is there like a large German population where you were living in Illinois?
Chicago has a large Polish. Whatever that word was, population.
Yeah.
I can't think of words right now. I'm so tired. I don't know about German though, but I'm German and I'm from there. I don't know.
Well, I was just curious if maybe that's why it was there. Like, so like not the city that I live in, but like 2 down from me, like in there's a huge, very high concentration of Greek population. So there's a lot of Greek culture in that area. Like the entire like downtown, everything is Greek. Like the restaurants, the shops, most of the people there don't speak English, they speak Greek. I mean, it's just kind of like that area. So that's why I was curious, like maybe there's like a little area like that, and that's why they would do that there.
I mean, Chicago is kind of like a big hub for, I don't know, a lot of diversity,
All kinds
really.
of cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Chinatown, most big cities though have a Chinatown, I feel like.
Yeah, we don't really have like, I mean, like even if you go into Tampa, there's not really, you don't really have that. Like, well, like a Little Italy and like a Chinatown and like all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, we have a Little Italy in San Diego. I don't know if there's one in Chicago, but yeah, there might be a lot of German. Oh, it says 15% of people in the Chicago area had German ancestry. And those
maybe
were
that's
the
how it like
largest
got there.
Yeah, that's the largest ethnic group in the suburbs of Chicago.
Oh, okay, so that would make sense then why that market. But that sounds pretty cute. Like I would
But it
want to
was
check
in
that out.
Chicago. Yeah. It was super cute. And I only went, I think, once or twice because I just didn't know about it. Because I grew up like 40 minutes away from Chicago, so I didn't go there a ton. It also kind of scared me.
Yeah, you had to go to like the right part.
I mean, I've been to Chicago now plenty of times as an adult, and yeah, some parts are kind of scary, but like it happened near the Loop. I don't know what I was scared of. Like that's like downtown. It's nothing. I just don't like big cities, which funny because I moved to Los Angeles, but I don't know what's wrong with me. There's a lot of things.
But like I'm kind of a creature of habit and I don't necessarily like embrace a lot of change. But I do at the same time really enjoy experiencing other people's cultures and like way of life. So even just hearing about traditions for something as much as what do you do on Christmas Eve? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just like a little glimpse into different families and like what they do. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because a lot of us most of us, I would say, aren't from the United States. So even if we were born here, and even if generations before us were born here, a lot of people still have traditions that are from other countries, and those are super fun to learn about and hear about, and I want to know more.
Yeah. So if you have any traditions and you missed the prompt before the episode, feel free to still share them with us, and maybe we'll share them in the next holiday tradition episode if we do another one, or it's just still fun to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll do a mix-up episode where we just talk about random shit for a while.
Yeah. So if you missed at the top of the episode, this is our season finale. We're going to take a couple weeks off and come back in the new year. So feel free to tweet us or Facebook or however you normally get to us, and let us know anything you want to hear from us in the new year, new episode topics, any burning questions from episodes that you are just getting caught up on, or anything you want to hear, and we'll take them into consideration in the future.
We'll literally take anything. Literally anything. Don't cry too hard. Don't miss us too hard. But yeah, we'll be back January 4th. So we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye.